I'm seeing a few questions in the chat. One from DC asking, did you handle versioning bit temporarily? And if so, how did you express consistency requirements for end users?
Yeah, great question, DC. So in terms of versioning, so our ML feature store, essentially we version by day, and we realize that's not necessarily the most granular versioning that is possible. Technically speaking, we can do it by every single change that's taken place across for each user, going back in time. But we really looked at what was really needed by our use cases, and a day versioning, like versioning for every single day, was more than good enough for our use cases and teams. We didn't have any issues with anything like that. So we're like, okay, we know something greater is possible, but what do we really need? We can get away with day-based versioning, and so we did. And then in terms of when we need to version our training data for our machine learning models, so our machine learning models, they actually would have their own they would read from our feature store to develop their training sets, and then each training set would be versioned based off of whatever data science would be versioned by timestamp, based off of what the data scientist wants to use. So models are rarely developed by saying like, oh, these are the features in the feature store, and this is the date that I want things for, and that's it. We actually do have a separate process of like, okay, yeah, this was the exact data that was used to train version 3 of this model, and it's sitting here in S3. It's time locked. If we need to go retrain version 3 of the model because of some corruption in the model artifacts, we can actually go do that, and we're pretty happy with how that works. And so that allows us to have that consistency with our model artifacts and model versions themselves. Let me know, DC, if that doesn't answer your question fully.
Yeah, I think that that's awesome. Thanks.